Hello and welcome to another episode of Silver and Steel right here on D&D Beyond. We are so excited for today's session. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, every time myself or one of the players rolls a nat 20, someone in the chat gets an opportunity to potentially win a legendary bundle from D&D Beyond. I got that out of the way first today because I always forget to say it. So before we get playing, let's introduce our wonderful cast of players. We'll just go ahead and go clockwise. B. Dave, take it away.
B. Dave Walter, as I say words about things. My lucky boy Freely is now available on Idle Champions here. And tomorrow, Lauren and I will be doing a little bit of a playthrough, showing you the amazing effectiveness with which he pew-pews. So it's a great thing. Hashtag achievement unlocked. And you can find me somewhere on the internet 7 days a week. And Todd begged me to leave this up because it's his favorite thing, but I got to take it down because I realized that might be a little distracting for some. So,
I love you.
Poor B. Dave. Lauren?
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond. I'm going to be hanging out with B-Dave tomorrow talking about Freely and Idle Champions. That's my job, is to hype other people, and it's awesome. I also play a robot who likes to stab things.
It's pretty abs. Todd?
Hi, I'm Todd Kenreck. I do a lot of things with Freely and B-Dave. It
true.
feels like the last 3 months.
We've been on like 6 shows in like 10 days. That's true. Yeah.
We've been in the trenches of live streaming. Yeah, I'm the creative director or something, creative manager at D&D Beyond. I produce shows like this. Basically, I just say, hey, you're a really good DM, do it. And then I don't have any input. I'm super lazy. I'm the worst. That's it. That's all I got.
I would like to insert that the episode of Dungeons & Dragons: A Dark and Wish, our season premiere featuring Avren, did not go up last week because of a technical snafu, but this Thursday at 5 o'clock, you will see Avren joins us for the season premiere of our fair show on twitch.tv/D&D.
That's pretty hilarious.
Very nice.
I'm really looking forward to that.
And last but not least, Meagan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Meagan Kenreck. I'll be playing a level 5 alchemist artificer. And today I am not totally against adopting a giant plesiosaurus, but I will not be cleaning up after it. So Freely, you better have that prestidigitation at the ready.
Or the largest pooper scooper known to man.
No, I
please.
thought of this. He lives in the ocean. It's fine.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's like one
No,
big
but-
toilet when you think
But
about it.
Sofieus has plans.
The gods' toilet.
And
Big
we
beast pooper
swam in it.
scooper.
I don't want to see the god's toilet.
No, me neither.
Also, Sofieus has plans.
For what?
Mobilizing.
I wish you
Donkey
hadn't
Boy.
asked. I wish we just left it as Sophia's has plans.
leave
We've all
it.
been like, what plans?
What are you gonna
All
do?
the
with
Sophia's
my-
has multiple plans.
No, she's gonna
Leave it at that.
eat me.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all the plans.
Her
I
All
mean,
the food
everything
plans.
is better when there's butter on it. So
Agreed.
I mean, that is just a life truth.
Yeah.
No,
And Jasmine?
She made garlic bread. It was amazing.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I guess that leaves me. I guess I'm last. Hi, hello.
Definitely
I'm
not
that bronze girl. And I DM this crazy homebrew campaign. And yeah, I'm a full-time Twitch streamer and online content creator. And I also say words about things, but usually not as well as B Dave does. That's why I had to steal his tagline.
You're yes, it just sounds better when you say it anyway. It's
No,
fine.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're too kind. And with that, let's hit the trailer. Take
here we go.
And we are back. So today our adventurers, where we left them with you guys leveled up.
Yay!
Yes. So that was the big thing. And more importantly, you're having brunch at Avren and Sophia's place. I think that is where we left off. And Callie has resolved to basically go back to where she came from to figure out what is going on with her dad. But I believe you wanted to send a message before you left. I believe that is the housekeeping we had to do at the beginning of the session.
Well, I was concerned about Hank. I promised him that I was going to meet him at the water's edge, and
Mhm.
now we are leaving town for some indeterminate amount of time. So
Mhm.
I would like to try to go and contact him, even though it is not the time that I told him I would contact him.
Ah, okay. So you make your way to that side of the beach over by the silver mine. And what do? Do you leave a note or?
Well, I will try to pull out the piece of glass that he gave me
Mhm.
that lights up and see whether, for some reason, that contacts him in some way.
Mhm.
That feels a little more sentimental than what will really happen, but Callie will at least try.
Yeah. So as you hold the glass up in the sun, you do notice it catches the sun's light, kind of like how it caught the moon's light the night before. However, you notice even when it glows, it's just not as bright and as noticeable as it is at nighttime. And it occurs to you that this would be more difficult to see during daylight hours.
Okay. Uh, I'm unsurprised, and so I think she's gonna try to find Millie because Millie would recognize Hank from that first time we met him, and
Mhm.
see if she could leave a note and ask her, basically ask her for a favor.
Okay. Um, yeah, so you want to track down Millie. That's pretty easy. How do you go about this? Do you just ask around town?
Yeah, probably. I'd start
You also know
at
where her farm is because you've been to it before.
That's true, the radish farm. I'd probably start though asking right at the mine because of her family connections there, and the people all there. People all seem to know her there, so I'd probably ask because it seems like
Mhm.
she's got like 12 jobs. She's a farmer, and she's also like the town sheriff. She
Mhm.
also is just the person who gets sent out to go find us when things go bad. So
Mhm.
she could kind of
She's
be
also a
anywhere.
volunteer firefighter. You've seen the badge on the side of her cart.
Yeah, she's just doing everything. I think she's the real hero of this town. Without her, it would probably fall apart. So hopefully someone can tell me where she might be at this moment.
Okay, yeah. You ask around, and few people haven't seen her all day. And then one of them mentions to you, I think I saw her down by the docks.
I'll go take a look.
Mhm. Sure enough, you see her patchy straw hat with the ribbon tied around it. The back or the ends of the ribbon are caught up in the breeze, and you notice she's dipping her feet in the water.
I'll come on over. Does she look like she's taking a break, or is she fishing, or is
She
she
seems
just
to be working on something with her hands.
okay? I'll walk on up. Millie, do you have a moment? Can I ask for some help?
She looks up, and as she turns around, you notice she's crocheting or attempting to. But whatever she's working on looks more like a voodoo doll than anything cute or anything that one would want to give a child. And she looks surprised to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a favor I need to ask. Me and my companions are going to be going out of town on some urgent business, and I am supposed to meet. Do you remember the Merid that we saved the other night? I believe that the name we've been calling him is Hank.
How can I forget?
That's good. I was hoping you hadn't. Uh, I was
The
supposed
giant
to.
fish creature, right?
Yes, the one with the very impressive jet of water. Yes, that one. I was planning on meeting him tonight, just to chat. And unfortunately, as I said, I have to leave town. And
It can talk?
yes, we've been mostly chatting through psychic link because that seems to be the way that it prefers to communicate. I also might not speak its language, so it might be my fault.
Hmm.
That was one of the reasons we wanted to chat, is just to find out a little bit more about each other. But unfortunately, as I said, I have to leave town. If I left you a note, would you maybe try to see if you could leave it with him? I would trust you because I know you're an honorable sort.
Well, first, I must admit, I'm very honored. But also, that thing is very scary.
Well, yes, but so am I, and yet you're talking to me.
Let's see.
Ooh, that was a pregnant pause.
That was a very long pause. If Callie could sweat, she'd be sweating right now.
She's like, roll initiative.
All right, here we go.
That's how we lost her.
Yeah.
We were told it was
I'm
going to be
here
fighting
for it.
this. Yeah.
She puts her crochet down, very carefully takes your note from you. Do you already have it written?
I don't, but it would be
Mhm.
something very fast. It would be very plain. It would be, Hank, my apologies. I had to leave town very quickly. I hope you forgive the lack of missing our first meeting. I hope to see you hopefully in the next couple of days, Callie. And that's literally it. Just very plain.
She takes it and she goes, I'll do this for you.
Thank you. And I'll also hand her the glass, the glass, the little heart-shaped green piece of glass, and say, so at
Well, isn't
sundown-
this a pretty trinket?
Yeah, so I believe that's how he notices that someone is around that wants to speak with him. That is what he gave to us. So hold this up when at this evening, and he should see it and notice it and come out, and hopefully then might be more willing to chat with you, because this will be a surprise to him as well.
Okay, I'll do it.
I really do appreciate this, Millie. This is very brave and
Doing it for
honorable of
you.
And I do owe you as soon as
Oh,
we
you
get back.
don't. You've done plenty for this town and plenty for me. I'm just a wee bit nervous.
That's understandable. The last time you encountered this creature, it was very impressive, but I do not think that there's anything you need to fear. Enjoy your crochet.
It's a doll.
That's very nice.
She holds it up and it's like the body is kind of loose and unraveling. And you notice that the knit is not like even all the way across. And it has like maybe 3 hairs out of the top of its head and a very crooked mouth. And one eye is bigger than the other.
Callie notices this but doesn't say anything about that. But she will say, oh, who are you making that for?
I was just practicing. I was thinking maybe I could start a business. What do you think? Would you purchase one?
From you, Millie, always.
Well, then maybe you can be my first customer.
Absolutely. When we get back, I will purchase the first one you've made. It would be my honor.
I'll save this one for you. I'll name
you.
it Callie. Now
But
that
then
I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit like you. Just a little bit.
Would it not be odd to own a small crocheted doll that is named after myself?
You're right. We'll have to find a new name for it.
I trust you to find a good name. Thank you. I should go. It's fairly urgent business. But enjoy your crochet.
Be safe.
We will try. And
she waves at you as you go. And she's still like kicking her feet in the water and working on her really creepy doll.
And I'll make my way back to my friends and say, well, I've done what I could, and also I believe that Millie now has a 12th job.
What does she do now? I mean, she does everything. What other job has she taken up now?
She is making small crocheted voodoo dolls.
A voodoo doll.
That's what it looked like to me, but I've only read about them, and I've never actually tried to crochet, so maybe I misread what she was actually doing.
So you
I did promise I would purchase the first one, though, because she is doing a favor for me.
Freely is walking around the house eating one of Sofieus's sticks of fried butter. Like, oh, this is amazing. I think it might be taking a month off my life, but a little hard to breathe, but it's delightful. And I'm prestidigitating cleaning the house because they said it was dirty everywhere but the library. I'm just like, it's like Fantasia
Oh my
over here.
goodness, Freely, thank you. I can see the floor for the first time. I've been asking Avren to clean up the mud from his boots over there for the longest time, and he keeps saying, I will do it later. I will do it later. But thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's kind of what apparently the gods have sent me here to do, is clean up Avren's messes.
No, you have a much greater purpose than that, but it is much appreciated.
Yes, now
This-
you'll be
Also-
cleaning up my mess.
You're muted, Todd.
Yeah, it's almost passive aggression, but you know, I feel like it's just full aggression.
Can
like, but-
prestidigitate be an aggressive act?
Yes, it can.
Oh yeah, no, like I know some pigs that are just like, you ever heard happy as a hog and slop? You know, you take that away from them, like, woo, you got to fight on your hands.
Did you just speak in a language that I have not heard of?
Constantly.
I mean, but you're from, like, I thought you were from the South. You're from like the deep South. I just figured you know what? Never mind.
You do realize
South doesn't
is,
equal down.
Yeah, south is
No.
a cardinal direction and down is a different. Okay.
I've been a lot of places across these plains, and let me tell you, South equals down.
I've not been on a place in where that is true. I will
I'm
definitely.
from Arkansas, internet. I know what I'm talking about.
Listen, Lauren completely trusts you. Callie is very confused. Well, I've done what I could. Is there anything else that we need to do before we get started?
Hey,
Well, has everyone done eating?
yeah, we established this was like a 7-day trip, right?
Hopefully not quite so far, but possibly yes.
Because it was like
at
days
least,
to get there, and then like days to walk, and then like.
It was at least 4 days before I was able to reach the surface, and then I got lost a little bit. It had been my first time, so hopefully not so bad.
Could we just could we have like just a little powwow before we head off? Because don't get me wrong, super going. I'm ready for it. I've been preparing, and I like pull my sword out that glows. I'm like, see in the darks, no problem.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure we've tied off on some things, because you might recall it was like 3-4 days ago, which I know feels like 10 weeks in our time. There was like a cart with a silver shipment, and we found that, we recovered it, but somebody wanted to get rid of the guards, but they were like, you'll know when to come back. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like ominous. I don't know. And it's like, there was like somebody sent a creature to attack Hinge. We got rid of that creature, but then like there's still the person from the bog, and somebody's messing with the mine, and there's somebody messing with Hank, and I'm down to go. But if we're about to be gone for like 2 weeks, are we sure there's not anything else we need to check, or maybe somebody we need to tip off before we go?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we have very capable guards. I'm sure you met them. I don't remember their names. And they seem capable. The sober one is. The sober one.
No, Eric.
doing great.
Eric has.
Yeah.
No, she's
Erica,
incredible.
It singed
We
into
wrote
my
an
brain
entire
forever.
song about her.
Very nice
That is
song.
that is true. Yeah. It was a very nice song, actually. Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? You know, there's a looming apocalypse, and there's some horrible lightning monster down in the ocean.
But Hank said we had a little while before that was going to arrive, so
So you
hopefully
plenty of
not-
time.
Exactly.
But her father, maybe he's linked to this.
No, family first. I mean, I just wanted to just put that out there on the table for everybody. You know, not that there's any room on this table with all the empty dishes from the. Whew.
How permanent is my psychic connection to Daisy?
You can, if you work really hard at it, you can like come in contact with her, but it's something that you'll have to like focus and see if you can channel,
Okay.
especially because of your proteges. You feel that her mind is probably one of the more chaotic ones that yours has ever been linked to.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get the attention of a puppy that's playing with a butterfly.
I'm going to just set at the table and close my eyes and concentrate as hard as I can to reach Daisy, to try to let her know that we will be gone for a few weeks, and let me know if something bad happens. So
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
okay. Oh, that's not gonna be great. Okay. Oh, it's 14.
Okay. The connection comes in crackly.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like a rush in your brain of almost like endorphins and energy and excitement, and taffy, like a weird sickly taste of taffy fills your mouth. And then it's almost like someone slams the phone shut, because on the other end you just hear Not now.
I try again.
God, Dad, you're so needy.
It's almost like the phone rings and no one answers on the other end. You can feel her consciousness out there, and you feel her also tugging a little bit on her arcane powers a little. You can feel like that tug of like almost like a purse string or someone pulling on your pocket.
Okay. Cool. This is what children's are like. Okay. Fine. I'll try to send a message to Daisy later in case the town needs saving. So,
Yeah, I think since we're still not too sure of exactly who we can and can't trust, maybe we just shouldn't let anybody know.
well, I
it-
trust.
Well, I've already let Millie know, but I do trust her implicitly.
Yeah, I trust Millie. Millie, I think, is safe.
She is very small, so it's probably a safe bet. Yeah. I thought about Sal, but even so, who knows? Just who knows? Because my worry is if the word got out, our enemies might decide that is the perfect time to strike. So maybe we just go.
All right.
Well, before we go, you see Sofieus walk into a little room that's sort of behind the dining room table next to the fireplace that's immaculately clean. Like the door frame, the door about 3 feet around the entrance. Avren keeps it incredibly sparkling clean. You can eat off the floor.
Mhm.
Sofieus walks into this room. You see her holding up a leg. And she says, well, before we leave, I wasn't sure if we wanted to adopt this plesiosaurus, but if we did, I found this leg. It is very short, and I am not sure who it used to belong to.
Nope.
But I have created it. I have converted it into a mechanical leg, and we might be able to use it for this fishbowl.
That leg wouldn't happen to have some remains of purple pants on, would it?
No, yeah.
No.
Let's go ahead and let's put that back in the vault, and we're just gonna dip that in liquid and leave that alone.
This iteration of Freely has no concept of what that leg might be, so he just stares.
Callie has no idea, so she says, "Why are you holding a leg?" And
well, because I was going to use it to mobilize a giant fish tank for our new chunker.
Yeah. We're probably not going to use a half elf's leg for that. Let's just put that away. All right.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who it belongs to. It just,
no, that's fine.
Leg that
I
they found.
You're supposed to disarm people, not disleg them.
Either way, it gets the job done. Anyways, so I just throw it over my shoulder, and I shut the door.
Now I have to. But Avren, I worked so hard on that. Now I'm going to have to find sap and gum and new gears and mechanical parts.
I didn't hear anything break. It was
whoever
totally fine.
You took that from, you should like replace with an arm because you disarmed their legs. You should give them an arm for a leg. Like that would make a lot of sense.
But why would you give someone
put it under
an arm for a
advisement.
leg? That does not make any sense to me.
Trust me, try it. Like it'd have to be like a big leg, like an arm that was big enough to approximate a leg. Like I don't.
Freely, I'm uncomfortable with the amount of times that you've been reading my journal. So, anyways,
this thing would have to be very large for the arm to be big enough to be a leg.
Be like a
Listen,
giant,
it's a known fact that baby
giant,
giants actually shed their arms when they get older for better arms. We all know this, just like baby teeth. So,
I'm sorry.
Could you give me like a baby giant arm to replace this thing? Like that would be dope. I have just one ripply baby arm.
It would literally be the size of you. Like that would eventually it would be more sentient than you would be.
Also, Freely, wouldn't you rather have a leg that is an arm, because then you would have 3 arms, and then you would have more arms in which to hold knives to stab people with?
Yes,
imagine if you had 4 arms.
I literally walk out of the house thinking about this, that I'm like, no, I get it. Because right now I got my 2 swords, but if in my arm, it could be like a monkey. And then I could, like, as I'm leaving.
Also, Sofieus she knows a lot about alchemical processes, so she could always clone you 2 more arms, sever your legs, put those back down there, and then you'll be like the perfect Freely.
I'd be like Spider Freely. You
would literally be jack of all trades.
You do not want regular hands, you want spider legs. Oh, that's completely different. So you are looking for 8 legs.
Yeah, I know a goddess can piss
no.
off and get that to work.
Oh man, so do I, especially where we're heading. No. I need, and I pulled the second sword, and I'm like, no, I need like another one where, okay, no, I'm good with the legs. Just if I lose the legs, Avren, you do not take my leg. No more of your tricks.
No. But I do have a bag. Do you want to put your hand in this other bag?
And I turn and just walk away.
Sofieus, do I want to know why you have a leg that you do not know where you got the
bag.
leg from?
Well, I do not even know where I got this leg. I just found it laying around, and I thought, well, if no one else is using it, then I could maybe convert it into a mechanical leg and mobilize a fish tank. But maybe we can talk later about adopting this plesiosaurus.
Oh, I think we should go save someone's father.
That would be very
that sounds
nice.
fun.
Thank you.
Yes.
We can have this discussion along the way, though.
Oh, I fully intend to.
Oh,
We're talking and walking and talking and walking.
Do you have any preparations, any other preparations you make before you go? Like in terms of what provisions you want to bring, or
I have
yeah.
all the
Entering
stuff I came with,
supplies.
so
well,
I
you
travel
noticed
light.
that Avren looks very different. Maybe he had a really good sleep, but his ears are long. They've always been pointy, like something Avren's never been 100% anything. You feel like when you looked at him, but he's not wearing his armor anymore. He's wearing. Freely notices this definitely, and obviously Sofieus does. He's wearing his old leather armor that kind of smolders, like there's a slight heat wave that's coming off of it, or a sense that it's always burning all the time. Just slightly if you look too hard at it.
If I see that, Freely would like look at him for a second, and he's like, you didn't have time to fix the old armor?
I decided not to.
I hit him with message.
you hit him
Like-
with message, and then when you're done, let me know, because I'll probably try to say something at the exact same time that you're hitting him with message.
Like,
I feel like my
Hey,
brain's going to
Avren.
explode.
I haven't even activated the psychic link yet.
Avren, you're supposed to be being better. There's not this, Avren.
Yeah, sometimes being worse is actually better.
That is the opposite of what those words mean.
No, but if you're so bad, if you're so terrible, if you're like double bad, then that's like good.
Meanwhile, at the same time he's hitting with a message, Callie's going to say, was your armor not able to be fixed at all? I could help with that if you would rather be in that armor before we leave. Where
Kelly,
we're going
that's
is
a
rather
very
dangerous.
lovely sentiment. I have decided to go back to my old ways to a certain degree, but not entirely. And I am not going to be wearing the armor anymore. So I felt like it was in all of our best interest for me to be who I am.
Were you not who you were in the other armor?
You could say that.
I think I just did.
It's always fun talking to you, Callie.
Thank you. You too. And then I'll eye Sofieus and say, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Especially since the last time we talked about this, you said that you liked the new Avren better.
Well, I think that Avren is always Avren, no matter if he is in chainmail or leather. You cannot cover who Avren is. He can only disguise his true good intent for so long.
Is Freely walks away, you very much hear him talking to himself. It's like, all right, we're gonna go to the Underdark, we're gonna save Callie's father, then we're gonna come back, we're gonna save Avren's soul, then we're gonna save the town. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, no, we'll just work it out. Like, it's no problem. Just work it out.
So Callie, Freely is slightly traumatized. I don't know why. We've spent a lot of time together. So
I have gathered over the last couple of days.
yeah. So which way?
I will lead them out the town, and I'll follow the path that Millie basically brought us in on, like to that field where the radishes were Freely fell out of the sky, to the hole in the ground I crawled out of.
Oh my god, how long has it been? Sorry.
It has been, was it a couple of days, I think?
It's been like 4 days. Like, this is like the dawn of the fourth day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look to the east. Mhm.
So you recall
It is day 5.
Mhm.
I had to look
It's
it up.
like a freely shaped patch in the radishes still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you recall the path pretty well. and parts of it you remember better than others. You were able to keep your direction and get out faster than you thought you did. But your path to the surface was very labyrinthine, to say the least. It actually spit you out in a large sea cave, which thankfully was at low tide when you came out. And you're pretty sure of where it is. But let's see. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay. Oh, this is starting off great. This is starting off perfect. Callie is super excited to. I rolled a 1, so I got 3.
If I may, we've established Callie took meticulous notes on her way to the surface. Is it possible
Mhm.
she gets advantage because she wrote this down?
Does Callie take notes on where she's been, or does Callie mostly talk about what has happened?
What has happened? She talked
Oh.
about the flumps she met and the experiences that she had because she was making up. She's essentially just going whichever way made the most sense at the time. She got access to a couple of people who gave her some directions along the way, but no, she didn't take any notes about this. She just followed the path until she found the surface.
Okay.
Which, you know what? That one goes along with that too, as well. Yep. I thought I remembered where this was, but I'm so distracted by everything that's going on. I'm so sorry.
And so you meander through the fields, and sure enough, you do see the freely shaped hole in the radish patch. Yeah, and you realize he probably took quite a tumble because it's deeper than you remember. And you start looking around and wandering around to see if you can maybe hear the sound of the caves echoing, or hopefully find the right entrance that you came out of. Everyone, give me a perception check.
Ooh, this I'm
18.
much better at.
16.
19.
Sofieus, what kind of potions are you brewing today?
Is this something that is this something that could be covered by survival? Because I'm much better at survival.
It would be for Callie because she's trying to remember the track she came in on, but for you, this would be more of like looking around and just listening. Yeah.
18.
22, actually.
22.
Boom.
So you hear it
Clerics,
first.
man.
And maybe it's because you're a little tuned in than everybody else is because you were trying to make a certain call. But something pricks in the back of your mind, not far from where you are, down below the cliffs. You feel like a tug or a pull.
Mentally? Oh, I mean, just visually.
It's both. With the 22, it's both. You hear something, like something, just you notice a sound that's not familiar to you. It clashes against the sound of the ocean hitting the rocks and like the spray hitting you. And then you hear it. You feel like a mental pull, and you hear something that doesn't jive with the rest of your surroundings.
Do we have the psychic link happening right now?
I was going to do that when we got a little closer, but I can do that.
Well,
right
I'm just going to
now.
whisper, I think we're being watched. I heard a strange sound right over there. I'm trying to be subtle about this. I'm not trying to be like, look, there's a monster. Or like an assassin. I don't know.
Sophia's is like, what? And chews her gum and goes invisible.
As you say that, I'll activate the psychic link, and so in your heads you'll hear, I'm sorry, you are noticing someone watching us already?
Yes. Can I take a closer look?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where you are now is gorgeous. As far as you can see, you see water. And you're up above, like at a higher elevation, surrounded by golden fields and farmland, and it's a beautiful area. It's starting to become late morning, so it's getting a little hot. And as you move forward and like peer down, you do see like a long expanse of beach below you. And there you see what can only be described as a very large wooden cage. And there's several people standing around it. They've almost created a corral. and you recognize very large crabs, and they're trying to corral these. And there is a bit of a commotion happening. You hear panicked voices, and you hear some commotion down there. You hear wood split, but it's a bit far off. You can't see exactly what's happening.
I can't tell. I see crabs, and I see, I think, people trying to put crabs in a giant cage. And clearly, how giant are these crabs?
They're huge.
Oh, they're huge.
They're
Oh,
about
man.
the size of a let's see, about the size of a cow.
Oh,
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
Are they like crab, or are they like potentially not crab? Like,
Where you're at, they like you hear the clack of the claws, and you see the shiny red shell, and there's no other way to describe it.
okay, all right. Well, we got a situation. I just start running. And I
Okay.
immediately evoke an illusionary version of myself as a bonus action.
Okay.
And Sophia's is going to follow him as she is invisible.
All right.
Allie will also follow, and in the psychic link, you will hear her say, so apparently this new version of Avren is more like the now version of Freely. As she runs after Avren, who has just run off.
He's an Avren of
Yes.
action.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm a Avren of bonus action.
How do you how do you intend to get down the cliff?
Oh,
Do you
that's
try
a
to
good
pick
question.
out a path, or
Is there I'm looking. Is there a path?
give me a survival check.
I
Oh.
should not have followed Avren down this way. This is a terrible idea.
That's
Just
how
like
we
tripping
died,
over
everyone.
rocks, the trees.
Oh, I got a 21.
You got a 21. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're able to pick out a
Wow.
path pretty easily. It's tough going, but you managed to find your footing and find a relatively safe way down. You're also motivated by I guess like this like weird feeling you have in the back of your head. And so you deftly pick your way down the really sheer cliffside, and your hands and feet find purchase exactly where they should. So go ahead and give me an athletics roll with advantage.
Are we all doing this? Because I'd like to follow him down and like mimic
Yeah,
his
yeah. If you
patterns.
take the path that he takes, then you can definitely roll with advantage.
I got a
Does it-
14.
Perfect. So you're able to get down there. It takes you a little longer than you would like, but you don't hurt yourself.
Could I potentially watch how he gets down instead of athletics? Could I do some sweet parkour and acrobatics down?
You could attempt to. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
go ahead and let you do that.
Okay.
Only if someone's videotaping you.
And
Well,
I
I
got an
mean,
18.
There are those
Okay.
people down there, with the crabs. Unfortunately, I only got an 11.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
way to roll with advantage on D&D Beyond besides just rolling it twice, right?
Yeah, I
Not
think so.
yet.
But it's coming.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. It came.
No, it
I'm
is.
sorry.
It's here.
Okay. Right click on whatever you are want to roll, and a little thing should come
Oh,
up
there
saying
it is.
advantage, roll or disadvantage, and it'll automatically tell you. I'm sorry.
Hey.
It just came up. It's been such a weird last couple of days. I forgot about it totally until this moment.
Hey, well,
awesome.
I'm your
Everyone.
community
Hey.
manager for D&D Beyond. There you go.
The more you know.
Exactly. So yeah, right click and it'll show you advantage, disadvantage.
I think something's wrong because it added the two 20s together for me.
It shouldn't add them together. It's going to show them both, but it'll only give you the outcome for the higher
Oh,
one.
yes.
So it should be like
My mistake. It so happens the number on the two dice equals the
Mhm.
same thing. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, right,
Oh.
no, it's fine.
That's-
It's fine.
that's kind of awesome actually.
Yeah, no, I misinterpreted what it was trying to tell me. Yes, good. Sorry, please proceed. 16.
Okay.
Math.
16. Okay. So everybody's able to get down relatively quick. Avren, you're picking your feet very carefully as you try to find purchase and find your way down this cliffside. Sofieus is right above you, and there's Freely also coming down. And suddenly you see Callie descending with rapid speed. She picks her way and then slip. And you see her descending with more rapid speed. And she skids
Oh.
down
Oh,
about
Callie,
halfway
no.
down the cliff and lands ponk right on her bottom. It takes 5 bludgeoning damage to her derriere.
Sophia's runs after her so that she can go check on her.
She looks a little stunned, but none the worse for wear.
Okay.
If a construct could look abashed, she would. She's trying to stand up incredibly quickly. But I am fine. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted. It's been a bad morning. We should go find out what's going
Callie. We don't always land on our feet. Nothing to be ashamed of. Are you okay?
I will be fine. That will be easy to buff out later. But we should find out what's
Okay.
going on.
These people
Sophia's
that are
like dust the dirt off her shoulder.
these people that are corralling these crabs, do they look familiar? Like, do they look like fishermen from town?
Yeah, they do. They wear the garb, and some of their faces look familiar to you.
Then I'm gonna go full folk hero and just sashay up to him. Hello, friends.
Yeah. As you say this, give me a dex saving throw.
Oh, nope. That's the wrong button. I do not want to share my screen. Dex save. I am not completely not dexterous. Let's see.
I'm gonna go full pirate up to them.
That's a big old 12.
Yeah. It's not enough, unfortunately. You hear a large crack.
Mhm.
The trap breaks open. And
dear.
what you see is kind of startling to you because sure enough, you see a large crab come bursting out of the wooden trap. But more importantly, you see the familiar flash of an eldritch blast, and you realize this crab had a little bit of help. And on top of the crab, you see the very familiar snot-covered face of Daisy. And you just hear her say, I've really gotta go. And she's riding the crab, and she busts past you. And as she does so, the crab slams into the side of you, knocking you aside, and you only take 2 damage.
I won't hellish rebuke the crab this time.
She is now a true D&D player because she now has a mount.
Yep.
And a
You
level
see
3
its
warlock.
legs skitter. You see all of the townspeople like scream, and some of them drop their spears, and other of them shake their fists as she like bursts open. And you just see all of the large crabs, the ones that they were trying to stuff in, just spill out. And then you just hear maniacal laughter.
This is your doing, Avren.
We should help Daisy free all of these crabs.
Well, we are now. Yeah, certainly. Good job, Daisy.
Not now. As you see her like scuttle down the beach.
I'm sorry that was been giving you positive reinforcement.
This one's mine. Clackety clack.
All right, everyone, grab a crab.
Oh, even she is becoming very independent. You must be so proud.
I am always proud.
How many crabs are there?
Yeah.
There are 6 that you can see.
Are these crabs at all like riding the horses?
You're not sure. Daisy seems to be having a time of it. You see her like plop up and down, and she's kind of holding on for dear life. And occasionally she grabs onto one of its very stiff eye stalks and climbs right back up. But you notice as the crabs move sideways, she's having a hard time navigating where to go.
I'm so happy as Todd because I was obsessed with hermit crabs, and so this is like my childhood dream come true.
I also did that. Yes.
I'd like to cast Charm Person. How many people are there? How many humans?
There's about 4, and they all have spears, and they were trying to push these crabs. Like you notice actually now that you're closer, they were trying to open the trap and let them out one by one.
Oh.
And so they could restrain them with ropes and stuff like that.
Everyone, we're not killing crabs today. Sorry. I'm not sure if you heard about the city council edict about not killing crabs, but it's new, and these particular crabs are going completely extinct.
Yes, these are actually the last crabs that exist of the species, so they are protected under the new council rule.
The rare red orangish shell crab that is completely only known to be in this particular area, and they have to be preserved. Otherwise, you can never have crab again, and that would be terrible, right? So, villagers, stop killing the crabs.
Give me a deception roll.
Stop doing it, guys. Come on. It's Todd, why now 7? I feel like it matched my performance.
One of the men you're talking to is like trying to talk to you, and you see a crab claw come down next to him on one side of him as he tries to fall back, and he's like, I'm not trying to kill the crabs are trying to kill me. You see him like crawling on his hands and knees trying to get away from these like angry crabs. One of the crabs grabs another one and starts to pull its arm off, and the scene is just descending into chaos.
Is there a particularly large crab?
Let's see, actually.
Is there a chunky crab?
No, they're all
Why are
relatively
you always
the
looking
same
for
size.
the chunkies?
Freely's got a type.
There's
I
a
am
range
what
of
I am.
them, but they none of them seems like especially large.
I aim at one of the largest ones that is not actively fighting and hit it with animal friendship.
Okay.
So it needs a beat of wisdom 13, or we're gonna be wisdom 14, or we're gonna be fronds.
Okay.
Oh boy, we know what happened last time.
Wonderful things.
Terrible
Wonderful
things. Everyone dying things. Sofieus, do you have like a potion that makes everyone love everyone? Do you have like or a potion where everyone loves crabs? Or
Well, I don't have any love potions, but I will try to solve this the only way that I know how.
do you have a
She kind
potion that
of-
maybe gives them crabs, so they
No,
don't want
she
these
just-
crabs?
But I don't want to give anyone that. She's just going to
You got a
covertly
4.
like.
I have a friendly crab.
Yeah, so one of the crabs, you notice its eye stalks kind of go whoop, whoop, and they zone in on you, and it clacks at you very in a friendly fashion and like scuttles over to you sideways.
I'm like, oh, you come here, you big old girl.
Aw.
It's hard to give tummy scritches when you've got a kite in a shell.
yeah. The shell is hard and rocky, and
Mhm.
this thing is large for your halfling size.
I'm like, okay, all right. One down.
As
And I do
Sofieus
get on
says
its back, though.
Okay,
Sofieus
yeah,
says to
you
Freely,
climb up there.
What are
Mhm.
you going to name your new pet? As she aims her staff at the ground and sprays butter at the crabs behind her.
You
Uh,
can't-
I know. I'm like, that is thoroughly inappropriate. Okay.
Are we
let's
cooking
see.
these now?
I'm
No,
not cooking them. I'm just trying to solve the problem the only way I know how.
So you're casting grease on the crabs?
No,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Okay,
name her.
so as you cast grease on the crabs, you do roll for initiative, but you can get that one
Oh,
for
okay.
free.
Thank you, DM.
Yeah.
All right.
15.
17.
Mhm.
4.
you know what? You started off real strong, Todd.
True.
The day started so well, and it's falling apart quick.
That's a big old 5 for Freely, because I guess he's just like, nope, hold on, come here, you big old. I'm like, wait, no, I'll be there in a second. Hang on, wait, no.
Trying to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
The tiny little eyes are so cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're adorable. Don't ever get by a hermit crab though.
No, they're awful pets. Yeah, no.
Really?
No, they only live a year. In the wild, they live for 40 years. I
Yep.
didn't know this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
40 years.
Mine all died super fast too.
Yeah, they die in captivity. They die in a year. Sorry, not to bring the whole stream down, everyone, but
That's
I love
okay.
hermit crabs, but don't buy them.
Not everything has to be domesticated.
So one of the crabs from inside the enclosure, the one that's like underneath the fightier one that's trying to grab a claw off of the other one, because crabs tend to fight each other. It's kind of weird. They tend to fight everything around them. Snaps at.
I admire that about crabs. I don't want to see other crabs make it.
Little Boondog reference there for those of you that know what's up. Yeah,
That was really good.
That was really good.
Holy
That was really. I was not
Wow.
expecting it.
Yeah, cheers to you for that. Holy
That
crap.
was amazing.
Damn.
One of them, like, you hear it like kind of skitter forward, and it clacks really hardly, and it takes a snap at you, Sofieus.
Ouch.
Since you sprayed butter in its face.
Does
I
it
did
have
no
to make a
such thing.
save? Does it have
Yes.
to save to see if it?
I think it's what's your deck save?
Oh, I think it's a 13. Hold on.
Okay.
The DC? It's probably like a 14.
Probably
14.
like a
You're right.
23.
It's
14.
probably 14. Mine's 14. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, I rolled a nat 20.
I mean, yay.
Some lucky
Yay,
crab in chat
somebody in
won a
chat gets-
legendary
yeah.
bundle.
I just imagine it like power slides through it, like ah.
Yeah, basically.
This is not its first bake.
Yeah,
You're not gonna butter me.
It's like, I know what this is. I know what I'm fighting for.
I've heard about your buttery shenanigans.
It slides forward
Like a
and
slip
it
slide.
misses you. It slides almost past you. And its claw goes clack, and you feel your hair get pushed back by like the force of it. But it goes wide. Callie, it is your turn.
In the psychic link, she will ask, so are we killing the crabs or are we killing the people?
I don't know. We're not killing the people, but I'd rather not kill the crabs. The crabs didn't do anything.
Well, no, but we kill things all the time that are not doing anything.
Yeah, I kill things all the time that do things. Like the things that do bad things, I kill them for fun.
No, these are just like fishermen. They're just doing their job. Like we've probably like half the stuff we ate this week. These dudes probably caught.
Okay, I've been in town for a while, right? Do they just actively like eat giant crabs? Do I know at least that much?
It is now occurring to you that you've had a couple of crab cakes in town, and you never wondered about where maybe the crab meat
Damn
came
it, but
from.
crab cakes are freaking amazing. I only started having them like a year ago, and I was like, what have I been doing with my life? So God, I don't want to kill the crabs. Like, well, what lethality are we seeing here right now?
Well, you're seeing Callie.
Mostly just chaos.
Yeah, you're also seeing Callie, who's either 0 or 100% lethal, so that's why she's asking.
Everyone run! The crabs have been greased, and looks like this catch got away from you. So let's when you go back to the bar, first round, second round, third round's on me. Everyone run. Run.
Do any of the townspeople look like they are currently in danger?
A few of them do. One of them is like in the sand, still trying to crawl away hands and knees, while another one like tries to grab at its ankles. Two of them off on the left have like started to back up, and they still have their spears out to try to keep the crabs back. One of the 6 crabs looks like it's just like retreating into the ocean. 2 of them are fighting each other. One of them is charging Sofieus, and another 2 are just coming out of the wreckage of the busted crab trap.
Okay. Sofieus is my friend and is being attacked by a crab, and so Callie is going to help her friend, and thus I'm going to attack the crab that is attacking Sofieus.
Okay.
So knives come out. Here's blade number 1. Is it a 14 to hit?
That misses. Yeah,
Yeah.
it you know, like this big thick chitinous armor manages to glance your blow.
Do I see a weak spot that I could attack for massive damage?
I don't know. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that was really good. That's a 24.
Mm-hmm. It occurs to you that maybe its eyes would be a nice soft spot.
Okay.
Oh no, the thing I like.
It's a good thing that Todd said that and not Avren in the psychic call, because Callie, so her first blade weirdly enough bounces off the armor, even though it's a psychic blade. And she's like, well, that is nothing that's happened before. She will produce her second one, and then with my movement, I would like to jump on the back of this crab and then cut off its eyes.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you do an athletics check to see, or actually an acrobatics check to see if you can land on its back.
That would be awesome. That would be so much better than an athletics.
Wait a minute, I just
check.
have to ask, are you cutting off its eyes to gift to Avren because he likes the eyes?
No, I'm doing it because I was told by the
Okay.
voice in my head that is the weak spot. But if Avren does mention something about the eyes, they will be gifted.
It's like being brothel hours, but more practical.
Yes, you can see out of these. That's a 16.
Yeah. So you manage to do a little flip and land on its back. However, you are like kind of holding on to one of the legs barely, because this creature is like moving around, and it's very slippery because it's covered in grease. You can attempt to take a attack action at one of the eyes, but it's going to be difficult to do because it is a very greasy crab.
I will accept that challenge of attacking the greasy crab.
Okay.
Going for the eyes. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay. You hit.
Awesome. So I get my sneak attack because Sofieus is next to it. and my sneak attack went up. So that is 20 points of psychic damage.
Yeah. So as your knife comes out and slides against, this crab's little eye stalks, they get severed almost immediately, but it's psychic damage. So it doesn't physically sever the eye stalk, but it does do enough damage that its eyes stop working. And blinded in rage and fury, it just kind of like starts to panic. But you do notice it is very severely hurt.
I'm going to stay riding this crab and say, and in the psychic link, I'll say to Sofieus, I'm working on this one.
Well, it would appear that you are riding that one. Are you planning on killing it or turning it into a mount?
Well, it is temporarily a mount, but it will eventually be dead as long as it is attacking you.
Okay, but if you wanted to turn it into a mount, I could try to heal it. Or we could just kill it. Up to you.
I do not think we want to take this where we are going, but I appreciate the offer. As she's like preparing for her next attack, but it's the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The second crab, the big one that like ripped off one of the claws of the other one, finishes its grisly work. You hear a pop as sure enough, one of the arms comes flying off and it flings it at you, Avren.
Oh, that's kind of badass. All right, I have a lot of respect
attacking a dude
for
with another dude. Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for these crabs now. This is amazing.
I got a 22.
That hits because I don't got a shield anymore.
All right. So let's see.
We gotta get you a physical shield.
Yeah. We should do a physical shield, but it wouldn't have mattered.
It only does 6 damage to you as the claw comes flying at you. But as it does, it opens in the air and just kind of pins you down underneath it, and you find yourself grappled as this like large crab claw embeds itself in the sand around you.
I just say, ha ha, stick around.
Can I make kind of like a strength saving throw?
On your turn for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's Sophia's turn.
Sophius is going to take out a long snake intestine, and you see her raise a glowing green bow and shoot an arrow at the crab that is attacking Avren.
Okay. The big angry boy?
The big angry boy. That's an acid arrow. I have to roll a hit. And 26, does that hit?
That definitely hits.
Okay. And the damage is 13.
13. So yes, as your acid arrow slices through this thick chitinous armor that this crab has, it like shrieks in pain. And you notice you've really dealt a blow to it. There's like a nice thick gash in its like natural platey spiky armor where your arrow just did its work. And then it is Daisy's turn. You see her now careening back towards you as she's still desperately trying, almost like a tilt-a-whirl, to like get this crab to go the direction she wants it to go, which is incredibly difficult because once again, crabs move sideways.
She's like trying to get it to move this way, and it just doesn't understand because it only gets this way and this way.
Mm-hmm. And she's like pulling on one of its eye stalks, trying to get it to go the direction she wants. But unfortunately, that just confuses the creature more because it can't look in the direction it needs to look. And once again, it comes careening towards you, kicking up sand every which direction at rapid speed. And she's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll help."
We're all gonna die.
Did she get a natural 20?
Oh, God.
No. And she comes by and tries to help the crab or help Callie with the crab that she's on. And you just see her come sliding past, like holding on with one arm to the crab she's on, and completely ineffectively just like kind of giving you a wide berth. And she's like, "Wait, I'm coming back around." And you see her like try to rotate back around. "I'll get you on the flip side." And that is her turn.
Oh, flip it over. That's a very good idea. Yes.
As she tries very desperately to like turn the crab around again, using its antennas as a steering wheel.
I love Daisy so much.
Love this.
And with that, it is the injured crab's turn, the one who lost its arm, and it's very like gratefully decides to beat a retreat and go back into the water. It has decided it is not the alpha crab, and with that, it is Freely's turn.
Wait, I don't get to go?
You go
Wasn't I a
after
5?
Freely. I think.
Oh, I thought it was a 5. Oh, weird.
No, I had more. I was like, wait,
Oh,
when is your?
I must have been 4. I must have
No,
been
what
4.
yeah, I did have a 5, but I think it was faster than you.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
So how many crabs are up and still fighting right now?
Two are retreating in the water. It's just the big one that threw that severed arm at Avren, and the one that attacked Sofieus. And then the other two are still kind of in the water. Like you can't tell whether they're which way it's gonna go.
The one I'm writing is of comparable size to the other one, though.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just looked down. I'm like, oh, that's okay. Click, clack. We'll take care of this guy. Eldritch blast, both eyes.
Mm-hmm. To the one that attacked Avren, or the one that Callie is on?
The one that attacked Avren.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Because that is the one that is currently injured, right?
They're both injured.
Yeah. I'll go after the one that attacked Avren.
Okay.
Because Oops, that's the wrong button. Not damage. I skipped a step. Sorry. Blast number. I shoot out of both of my eyes. Bolt number 1. Very dramatic D&D Beyond. Thank you.
Be aim to please.
Is an 18.
That hits.
All right. And bolt numero 2 is 17.
Yeah, both of those collide with the armor. Roll for damage.
All right. So that is 7 on the first shot. And hold on a second. Okay. Well, nope. I got greedy. I was like, can I right click on the damage and roll twice? Narrator voice. You cannot. 7 and 8. 8. So what does it look like when this crab dies? I very much am like, oh, hold on, click, clack. It's going to be all right. It's just like right in that crack and just punch out the other side of it. Like,
and the crab goes flying into pieces. Pieces of crab flesh go everywhere. And with that, it is your turn, Avren.
I am going to stay on the ground, and I'm using my duplicate, which I can cast spells through, to stab the crab that attacked Sofieus.
Okay.
Does a 25 hit?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I'm casting inflict wounds.
Okay.
For 23 points.
Is the crab that attacked me the one that Callie is currently riding?
Yes.
I think so,
okay.
Yeah. So my inflict wounds looks like a shadowy, very creepy dagger that just kind of appears out of my hand as if I always had it. And it appears in my illusion's hand and it just stabs into the crab for 23 points of damage. With my bonus action, I'm going to summon a golden coin. And it's going to be my spiritual weapon. And I'm just going to shoot the coin at nightmarish speed at the crab as well.
Okay.
And make attacks.
So what you're saying is you're going to count to 3 and move the coin.
I'm definitely going to count to 3 and move the coin right through that crab.
Shout out to Kevin Bacon.
Shout out to Kevin Bacon. 23.
Earth's greatest hero. So yeah, is that damage or is that?
No, that's the hit.
Okay, yeah, those both.
Otherwise, spiritual weapon has gone completely off the rails, but that is an 8 on the die, so that is an 11 for damage.
Okay, so yes, as your coin and your inflict wounds, dig into this creature's flesh, it manages to pierce through its natural armor with your magical powers, and sure enough, you smell that like weird sickly smell of crab flesh, and the crab falls dead. Callie, you go skittering off the back of the crab's body, also basted in butter now. And with that, you hear like a large sound of like wood splintering, crack. And you see one of the crabs has like manage to grab and completely break in half the spear of one of the fishermen as he like stumbles backwards. And it is Callie's turn.
There's a moment when Avren's duplicate creates this illusory knife to stab out of nothing, and where Callie gives him a bit of a startled look. And in the psychic link, she will very calmly be saying, "Oh, I did not know that you had also been studying the psychic blade. I am very excited to learn about your techniques." But at the same time, she's also summoning her own blades to throw at the one that's attacking the fisherman. So.
No, not the same. Just been stabbing people for a long time.
Do you stand up?
Yeah.
You'll have to make the dex save.
Oh yeah, can I also like try to stand up?
That would have taken your action on your turn.
I'm cool on the ground here in the grease and the butter and the crab cuts
with
all
the crab
around
claw,
me.
like just around you. Yeah, it's
feel like
perfect.
this
Callie does want to stand up though.
I'm not even tanking and I'm still in this situation. Still covered in grime.
There's a dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
That's a 15?
Yeah, so you make it.
Okay.
So you stand up with the actual like surprising ease, even though you are standing on a slippery crab. And yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. My first blade is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Awesome. All the psychic damage. That's
We're like the
7
nicest party, by the way. We always try to save everything.
You say that.
And then we kill it.
I was about to say, Callie was waiting for you to say kill the fisherman.
Yeah.
Especially after what Daisy did. That's 17 points of psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah, you have a second blade, right?
if it's not dead, I will bonus action
Okay,
attack with
go for
my
it.
second knife. That's an 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And that is only going to do 6. So these I'm not aiming for the eyes for. I'm looking for that spot where you can see like the top and the bottom of the shell come together.
Ah, yeah,
like,
that nice little joint.
Yeah, kind of trying to fillet right there.
Mm-hmm. So that was a total of 25 points of damage?
Something like that, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
The numbers are gone from my brain now.
Yeah. So the two knives go soaring through, and you like this, even though it's psychic damage, you see like that joint become weaker as the top of its shell starts to come up a little bit. The creature like lets out a strange like skittering sound in pain and almost reels backward. And you get the sense it's in its death throes. And with that, Sofieus, it is your turn.
So is that the last one that's alive?
There is one other one on your right that's closer to Avren's side that was sort of trapped underneath the crab trap, but is coming up out of the water. And also on his hands and knees next to Avren is the fisherman who was almost pinned underneath the very large crab that threw the crab claw.
Okay. Before Sofieus...
The two other fishermen have ran, if you were worried about their location.
Okay. I used to be.
At one point I was, maybe not.
At one point, it sort of got away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Sofieus was actually like sucking on a crab leg, and then she notices everyone looks at her. She's like, "What? Oh, okay." She shakes up a vial of rancid green sludge and pours it into her staff and sprays a ray of sickness at the crab that's coming up from under the crate.
Okay.
And roll to hit. That's a 21.
That hits.
And then damage is 14.
So you see the green sludge stick to this creature's shell and kind of sink in. You see like the steam come up and like the necrotic sort of damage take place, and some of its armor comes sloughing off, and you see its like flesh underneath kind of like just decay underneath your necrotic damage. And with that, it is Daisy's turn. Daisy manages to get control of her crab, and now she very calmly sort of like skitters over, and you see her over you, Avren, like as you have this like crab claw pinned in your torso. You see her you see the large silhouette / shadow of a crab, and you see her head kind of peeking over the antennas, still holding them like they're a steering wheel. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
You want I should help?
Yes, please handle the other crab now.
You don't want me to get you out from there?
How?
I could do it probably. I don't know.
I would love it if you would also help. Yes, please get me out. And I'm like pinned.
I don't know. It looks kind of funny if I'm being honest.
Eminem Miyazaki film. Yes, get me out, please.
Say pretty please with sugars on top. What are you gonna give me if I get you out?
Pretty please.
But what are you gonna give me if I get you out?
Sugar on top. I gave you magic.
Well, last time you gave me money. Now I'm wondering what else I could get. Maybe.
What about some taffy?
I already have taffy. I guess I'll get you out anyway. We'll talk about it later.
Maybe you should do the right thing. The right thing for the sake of the right thing.
She laughs.
Callie also, like, in your head, she says, you should do the right thing, but also get paid for it. No, absolutely. Davern, do not talk down to this child. She deserves to earn a living.
I'm definitely not talking down. Trust me. Please let me out, please. With sugar and on top of things, everything. I gave you magic.
She like hops down off her crab, and then she says, to it,
She says, come here, Rosie, help.
and her and the crab both lift the crab claw off of you.
Okay, bye.
You see her climb back onto the crab. And with that, it is the crab that Sofieus attacked. It's her turn. I've decided that crab is a girl.
No.
It takes a swipe at the fisherman who is prone on the ground in front of it. It hits. Whoa. Dealing 6 damage. And you notice the fisherman is grappled. And it is like he has like the fisherman like in his claw, and the man lets out a yelp as it like grabs him from behind and grabs the nice thick meaty part of his thigh and like just kind of clenches down. And with that, it is Freely's turn.
You're muted.
It looked like you were very impressive, though. That looked like you had intensity.
Yeah. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
So there's only the one that is still up, but it is attacking an innocent dude.
And there's the one that looks like it's like actively dying that Callie attacked.
Can I get to the one that's attacking the innocent dude?
Yeah, because you have a crab mount.
I do. Yeah, no, I spur click forward. I'm like, oh man, come on. And I'm going to draw my short sword and pop out the moon blade and bang bang.
Okay.
If necessary. Trying to do those are vampire dice, those are minimal help. Okay.
I'm so hungry right now.
It's
I
true.
just want crab cake.
We're making a stir fry.
What Freely meant by
Crab dip is also really good.
what he meant by 2 different swords was that his fangs come out, and he is
True.
now going to sink into this crab.
True. If I can shoot out of both eyes, I can bite with both fangs.
There you go.
Crab.
Let's see here. That is a 19, that's a 22, sorry.
Okay, that hits.
22. And I am going to smite when I hit.
Okay.
All right. Which is going to be a big ol' shoot. Ugh, now I have to figure out how to smite on here.
You press that smite button.
I don't have a smite
Unfortunately,
button.
that bonus damage you do have to roll manually on the left-hand
Yeah.
side. You make I can show you later how to add a custom damage for like my sneak attack and things.
Just for times just such as this. Here's the problem. I, in my infinite wisdom, left my dice over there.
Well, no, on the
No,
bottom
look
left
to your
of
left
your
on your screen.
bottom
Yeah.
left of your screen. There should be a little button that looks like a D20. Click on that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Little red button.
hey.
It'll be
all right.
colored the same, whatever your color of your background is.
Oh, very
So-
nice. Yeah, it is red for me currently. Yes. Oh, look at that. Hey, it's just like I've got my own digital tool set here. That is a total of 6. Oh no, it's rolling over 16 total. No, 18 total. Sorry, 18 total damage. Mhm.
Okay. So as your sword comes out, shunk, you like cut off the arm that was holding this fisherman, and the crab falls dead.
And since we are still technically fighting with my bonus action, I will actually I'm gonna use my move action to try and just reach down without dismounting from the crab and kind of hoist the guy up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Like,
So you're
come on.
able to do this. Yeah.
I'm like, on your feet, sailor.
He like very gratefully reaches up for your arm and like gets to his feet and tries to pull off like the now dead crab claw off of him.
Yeah, still some good eating there though.
Avren, it is your turn.
Okay, who all's hurt? So Sofieus is hurt.
A little bit, yeah. Or actually,
Okay.
no. I think it's
No. I'm not hurt.
I think it's just you and Callie.
I'm
And
hurt.
and
Kelly's
and
hurt,
the
and the
villager.
villager, one villager's hurt, right?
Yes.
I'm only down 5 though.
Yeah, everyone, you're not actually really hurt.
Actually, technically,
You never ever actually got hit in the first place. And I cast mass healing word.
Yeah, freely
Okay.
too.
Awesome.
Yeah, I grab freely with it. Everyone who I lie to, and that's how my mass healing word works. For me, gets 5 hit points back. So
awesome.
I like to think I convinced them.
This actually affects Daisy too.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. That'd be great.
Awesome.
Who are we gonna believe? You are Lion Eyes, right?
So the party goes up 5 hit points. And then Callie, it is your turn.
I feel the large dent in my butt just
Mhm.
pop back out like a car door that you've managed to pop back out.
Like bang it out, yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of right back out, and I'm back to normal.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you, Avren. So what's left?
Just the one that is grappling with the fisherman's spear.
All right. Psychic
Actually,
knives.
his turn would be first.
Oh, never mind then.
He hits. So after he like snaps the spear in half, you notice he like starts to retreat, but on his way out, he nips while scuttling sideways at the fisherman, hitting him. But dealing very minimal damage. You notice the fisherman like gets a gash on his shin as this creature begins to retreat, and then it is your turn.
Yep, psychic knives. Man, that's crap. All right, I don't think a 12 hits, does it?
It does not. No.
Ugh. Blah.
That's crap.
Blah. How about 14?
14 does not hit either.
Wow.
The 15. Yeah.
I am so distracted by Avren that he's healing, he's producing his own
He got the dent out of your butt.
Yeah, he's producing his own blades out of nothing, and so I'm doing the thing in where I'm throwing the knives, but I'm actually still looking at him, and I'm like, so did you actually completely change who and what you are? Because things are very different right now.
Yeah, it's a long story. We can talk about this later. Why are you missing every shot right now? I thought you were like an assassin bot or something.
Usually, but even the best of us miss.
Yeah, but when I was young and when I was 18, I used to just stab things all the time.
And so now you can just make knives and heal people?
Yeah. Relax about it.
And while you're having this argument, it is now Sophia's turn.
Less argument and more Callie's just very confused. Yeah. Did someone swap out your programming? I don't understand.
This is going to be a very long side episode.
I know, right?
We'll pre-tape something that's like 2 hours long.
So many questions.
Of you explaining this to Lauren or to Callie? I should
No,
say.
not to Lauren.
Lauren's heard it.
Yeah,
Lauren
Lauren
knows
knows.
what's going on.
Yeah. To Callie.
Somewhere Orkira is rolling her eyes, but
Yeah.
Callie is very confused. Sorry, Sophia's.
Where's this last crab?
It is starting to retreat back into the water.
Okay. So it
To your
poses no
left
threat
when
to
you're
us.
facing the ocean. Not from what you could tell. Yeah, it seems like it's had enough. Callie did a
Okay.
pretty good job almost prying off his top shell.
And then a very bad job of finishing it off.
Well, it seems like everyone is okay. most of the crabs are dead, and she kind of surveys. I'm imagining we're sort of on a dock.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
She's
What's it?
she's
It's just actually just beach.
just beach. Okay, so
Mhm.
she's surveying how many crab legs are all over the place, and she
A
just starts
lot.
collecting as many as she can.
Mhm. Yeah.
Shoves
Some
them
of
into
them
her
are
bag
already
of
covered
holding.
in butter.
Oh, this is so convenient.
Yeah, a lot of them are covered in butter.
But they're a little
We'll exit
grainy.
initiative now.
We are going to eat good tonight.
I
Are you
start
gonna eat
destroying
crab?
Do you like crab, Daisy?
I do. And as you're saying this, like one of the fishermen walks over to her and is like, you did this. And she's just like,
You can't talk to me like that. You're not my manager.
I Eldritch blast the ground right in front of him, like.
he like reels back startled.
Well, she did.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
just stand back, mister. You
broke the
cannot talk to a 7-year-old like that.
I
this-
whistle and
she's
my
a
coin
menace.
go right to his eyeball, like
Hmm.
within like a centimeter. I let it just kind of spin and hover. I'm like,
Hmm.
it's a good time to calm down, right? She's only 7.
Are we killing this man?
No, we're not going
No.
to, are we? Or are
We're
we?
not.
What's your name?
Marcus.
Okay, Marcus. So here's the deal. She's a child. She let the crabs out. Things happen. You should calm down now before I stop being calm.
All right. Oh, I know when I'm beaten. And he just
Um,
kind of like backs up a little bit.
It's not about being
You
beaten.
need to
It's about doing the right thing.
discipline your daughter. That's crazy. This is ridiculous.
I'm
When
not
he's-
his kid.
When he says that, I just start destroying all the crab traps. Like I just sort of like nudge, click, click forward, and let her just like smash them with her.
And then he's just
pinch.
like, no, wait. Oh gosh, please,
Hmm?
no. Oh, it's
No.
gonna take me so long to fix.
Yeah, it's terrible. I used to enjoy it before I knew their names. Yeah, it's awful.
I turn to Daisy. You're not my daughter.
No, I'm not. You're not my dad. You're not my boss. You're not the dad of me.
I'm gonna tell your mom.
She doesn't like you. She probably wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, she will.
She
you
like
did-
climbs back up on Rosie.
You did something with your heart, and that was very important. Next thing you do, lead with your heart. Think about the people that might get hurt in the process. Can you save all of these crabs and also save the people?
But I
At the same
saved
time.
this one, and
You
this
saved
is
one
the one I
crab.
wanted.
What if one of them had died? What if one of the villagers had died? What if someone had suffered?
But that's because they're not good at what they do.
But what they do is they put them in the cage, and you help them get out of the cage. You
God,
put them
because
in-
I wanted one. Because last time we talked about getting a pony. Then I was like, why would I get a pony? I should get a crab because that's like a lot more legs. That means they'll go faster.
Sometimes we want things, and
Then we got them.
no, sometimes we want things, and we should always get them. But we have to measure that want against other people losing their lives, against what other people want. You have
What?
to be better than the other people. So just
Well, the
because
way
you
to be better than other people is to get all the things, like a crab. A
then
crab.
get all the things, but be better at it then. Because you getting the
Oh.
crab was just you releasing all the crabs.
Well, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna teach this crab to use swords, and that's gonna have a sword in each of his claws, and then I'm gonna like walk around me and my crab, and it's gonna stab people. It's with sword hands.
Next
Hey,
time,
I drew a picture
Oh.
of it. It's gonna,
next time,
it's
find a
gonna
way.
have the big swords. It's gonna have katanas in his hands, and then it's gonna have crab swords. But I have to teach her how to hold the swords in her crab claws. It's gonna be really hard, but I'm gonna
Daisy.
do it. So you're kind of, you didn't see the full plan. You judged early. is what
That's
Daisy,
true.
happened.
That's true. That's
I-
true. That's fair. That's fair. But
Daisy,
but we gotta. You gotta. Okay. Here's the deal. If you were really good at what you did, you've only gotten one crab out, and no one even would have known. And that's power.
Wow. Okay. Well, I thought I did a good job, but
You
okay,
did a
I
good
get it.
job,
No,
but
it's
you could
fine.
have done better.
No, I'll remember that. That's cool. I'm gonna leave. Take me and Rosie don't need this type of. You sound like my math teacher.
You know what? Sometimes I am going to sound that way.
Mm.
I hit Daisy with message,
Mm-hmm.
and I just say, we're gonna be gone for a couple of weeks. We're going somewhere very dark and dangerous, so I need you to protect everybody and keep them safe till we get back. Okay? It's like, shoo, like
Mhm.
literally shoot from the hip to tell her
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. She like gives you like a secret little crab salute,
Mm-hmm.
which her
And I'm
crab
like,
salute is just,
mm-hmm.
and she's just like,
Mm-hmm. And I when after I do that, I spur click clack around, and I'm like, is this how you got here, Callie? Or is this a detour?
Well, I do not remember large crabs when I first got here, but let me take a look. And
I
I
mean,
will.
it was like a week ago. I feel like you'd remember like the beach.
Well, yes, but there were also different landmarks, and I was a little disoriented from coming out of the ground.
Was one of the landmarks the beach?
You came out of the ground.
Yes, I come from
Ah.
very deep under the ground.
That's kind of weird.
I mean, we're all from somewhere.
It depends on
Well,
your
yeah,
poop
but I thought there was just weird stuff down there, like worms and lava,
I mean, that is all
and
down there, but
Yeah.
weird is a very relative thing.
rock people, probably mushroom people. There's probably mushroom people
All
down there.
accurate, accurate,
Mm,
accurate.
yeah, that's what I
accurate,
heard. Yeah.
accurate.
Mhm.
Yep.
Probably spiders come down there too.
Yeah, that is all accurate, but if you're used to
I
it,
should have a spider instead of a crab. Why did I get a crab?
Because they didn't have any spider traps around here.
well, Daisy, if you
Well,
would
do
like
they
to
make
come,
spider traps where you come from? Because then I should get a
Oh.
spider because that'll be better because then I could have the web in the back. And then I mean, it can't use swords, so I don't know if that's maybe downgrade, but
I don't know.
it'd also be able to go forward because this one can't. And that's honestly kind of downgrade.
Well, Daisy, honestly, like what weird is relative, forward is also relative. And Callie will gently pick Daisy up and turn her so that she's facing sideways on the crab and say, try that.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of that. That's pretty cool.
It's all about perspective.
Daisy, if you help defend the village and you stay out of trouble while we're gone, I will get you a giant spider that you can ride as your very own and you can name and that you can love, that you can pet. But if it eats something and leaves the poop behind, you have to clean it up, you have to feed it.
Why would I do that?
Because it's going to be your best friend ever. What's a great name for a spider?
Henry.
Well, I will find you a Henry down
Henry
there.
the spider. But I'm not gonna clean his poops. I'm just gonna learn to do what Uncle Preely does and just magic it away. Magic
That's
the poop
totally
away.
fine. Just get rid of the bodies.
'Cause
So
you
I
should
will
work
find you a
smarter,
spider.
not harder.
That's
Maybe
also
I could
accurate.
learn
Yes.
that. Yeah.
No.
Yes, and a
Okay.
spider would be much easier to ride because of its little tufts of hair you can hang on to.
I used to know some fearsome paladin goblins who rode spiders into battle.
You're making that up.
I'm
No,
not.
I heard about those. Yeah, no, I didn't see it myself, but I heard the stories. It's true. Mm-hmm.
They were
I
feared.
heard that's also I heard that some of them look a little bit like a horse, like a spider horse.
Well, they didn't write, but let's not get into the spider horse thing. That was a mistake. That was a mistake against the weave.
But it was not a mistake. It was a magnificent scientific
Mistakes were
experiment
made.
that the wizards are still working on to this
Nope.
day.
Yep, and it's still not working. It's ugly and it's terrible and it's the worst. So we will find you Henry the Spider. If you defend the village, you have to be the hero.
I mean, I guess I could try. It would really be helpful if I had more stuff I could do.
I look down at the villager while they're having this negotiation. I say, hey, buddy, you know of any particularly deep sea caves around here?
I like
let's see.
I love that you leaning into the full Caro thing of like, I know this is bad. I know this is bad.
Oh, damn. He got a 19 and he's like, yeah, there's a large sea cave down about half a mile that way.
I look at him and I'm like, this whole thing, is this your main thing? The crab farming? Like this where you make your living?
Yep. Sell the meat in town.
And I guess you married, kids, anything like that?
Trying to be.
How far did this set you back here? All this?
Probably 2-3 days worth of work. Sometimes it takes the traps a while to catch anything.
And Freely is plunged into ennui as he is totally overcome with the idea of 3 days of work. Wow, we just... It's not just me,
no.
right? Like
No,
he's-
no, yeah.
just you.
He's frozen. Yeah.
Freely, have you actually ever worked 3 days?
Wow. We can't make jokes about Freely while you can't hear us.
Freely.
No, that's totally on brand for
Freely,
Avren, actually, is to
do
make...
an impression of a statue. Wait, Freely, you just saw Medusa.
Hope he's okay.
Oh my God, Freely. Oh, it's so good. Freely, you did so well.
Oh, and he's gone. And
Oh,
now
I heard Freely statue feelings. Yeah, that's terrible. Sad.
No.
Well, Freely is going to pay the man whatever 3 days' wages is worth so that he's going to be all set. And I'm sure Freely, out of the goodness of Freely's heart, is going to pull it out of Freely's
Please tell me
pocket.
Freely is missing an arm when he comes back. Like the crab just snapped it off.
Right?
Well, he's
Yeah.
gone. Sorry, you lost
Pet
a round,
crab.
buddy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So do any of you want to take a short rest or talk for a bit, or do you start heading towards the cave and we'll wait?
I
for
can take a
Vito to
short
come
rest.
Back.
Making sure. No, this is the worst. Okay, I'm
Oh yeah, you
I
were
make-
talking to Daisy.
making sure Daisy's like healthy. She's been eating. She's not wounded or anything.
Yes,
Is
how
her
much
relationship
taffy
with the
did she
crab
have?
pretty healthy?
She does look a little green around the gills. You notice?
Oh, so like she's hurt?
Not hurt. She just looks like she almost had a fever very recently. Like she just looks a little winded, a little tired.
Okay. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You're right. You're feeling great.
Yeah.
I
Look at
cast
this. I got a free cab.
I cast lesser restoration on her.
What does that do?
Lesser restoration. This says you touch a creature and can end either one disease
Mhm.
or any one condition affecting it. The
Okay,
condition can be
perfect.
blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
So as you do this, you notice she does kind of perk up a little and she feels better. And she's just like, yeah, I feel great.
Good.
You're back.
Avren, do you happen to know what that could have been caused by?
Sorry, apparently the power is flickering here. It happened like multiple times. So
Oh,
I guess if the grid is about to collapse, it's the end of all things. Sorry, have we moved on from the beach? Because I wanted.
Oh
to
no, you're
No,
missing
still
an
there.
arm. Yeah.
No,
already no, there's nothing.
You
there's
gave
nothing
all
new.
your money to
Um,
the guy to replace all of the crab traps, and
Also, not where I was headed.
Yeah, welcome back.
How-
You're broken limbless.
Yep,
You
How-
did
how-
an amazing statue impression.
absolutely.
How far back did he say this was going to set him?
He said about 2 or 3 days. And since the traps take time to attract that many crabs.
If it's just a couple of days, I'll just like toss him a gold.
Okay. He takes
Yeah.
it gratefully and he says, appreciated, and like slips it into his pocket.
Yeah, and I look down at Click Clack. I'm like, don't come swimming this way. See this? They're not around here. Okay, don't believe the hype. And then I like spur her off in the direction of where he said the sea cave was.
Okay.
Sophius, can you examine Daisy and try to find out what was making her ill?
Nothing. I'm fine.
No. Listen, she's your second mother. I don't know how you put these
She
things.
ate
I
10
am-
You're
pounds
not my dad.
I'm not your
And
dad.
this time
You're
she
correct.
makes her voice boom.
She ate 10 pounds of taffy. We already know what's wrong. And yeah.
Oh, Stitch!
Did you actually eat the taffy?
Stitches get stitches.
Sophia's
Stitches get
Sophia's
stitches.
You
Sophia's
said out loud that's what you were going to do.
Alindra was much better behaved than this. I don't know how to handle this child.
I don't agree.
Daisy,
And
would you mind? Oh, your breath smells like taffy. This is wonderful. Would you mind if I just look at? Can I just? She cups her head with her hands. Do you mind if we just stand here for a moment so that I can look at your eyes? Can you please open at least one eye, Daisy? She's gonna like try and move her head up.
When I see her doing
Daisy,
this,
a giant spider.
no, when I see her doing this, I'm like, no, this is better, Sophius. You can tell more from her eyelids anyway than you can from her eyes.
What?
That is
No.
true, Freely.
What?
What color are Daisy's eyes? Do they look different?
They look the same. They're like a nice dark purple.
Oh, Avren, her eyes are nice and dark purple, just as a warlock's eyes should be. Well, you don't seem to be running a temperature or anything, but I don't know what the normal temperature for a goblin child would be, especially when they are a warlock. She seems fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
See, Avren, she is totally fine. Let's go get her a spider horse.
What's the out of game way of asking for an investigation check from Sophia's?
Well, I think like
Trying to be the cool parent.
yeah. So do we say that Sophia's kind of like keeps like, decides to back up Daisy?
Yeah.
She's like, so she looks at you defiantly. She's like, see, I'm fine.
I knew you were. I just wanted to check the color of your irises, and they are a deep,
I
healthy purple.
appreciate it. It was great. They're beautiful.
Daisy, when we get back, I need a full report about all of the taffy that you have eaten.
That went very interestingly. That was a lot.
Can you give me the short version, and then I will get a full report when I come back?
It was a secret. I'll write you a letter because nobody else can know. It has to be a secret between us.
Okay, I am not sure why, but I will respect that if you need.
Because this has to be sworn to secrecies to know.
Well, I can do that too, but I was promising just to pay you.
No, I already have all this purse full of money. I don't need any more money for now. But other things will be useful.
Well, I cannot give you magic power. I am sorry. I can teach you how to do this, and I will produce one of my psychic knives.
That will be pretty cool.
It will take a very long time, but I'm more than happy to teach you if you would like to learn.
Callie. Oh, Callie. Callie.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say. Right. I've already committed so many terrible things. Never mind. I will talk to you later. Maybe not give a 7-year-old psychic knives.
No, I was not going to give her. I was going to teach her how to do that, but it's going to take a while. Daisy, when I return, you can give me a full report about how much taffy you've eaten. I will teach you how to harness the power of your brain in order to produce knives that can be used to protect yourself.
That seems like a lot of work. I feel like maybe I should just make another deal and then just get it.
It is a lot more work, but then you are not beholden to anybody else in order to do the things that you want to do.
I'm not beholden to anybody.
Well, it's all about perspective.
I'm my own boss.
And that's how we created the D&D Multiverse's most dangerous assassin.
The Warlock Rogue, yes. Well, if you change your mind, you know where I will be in several days after I've gone and taken care of things.
Are you going to go into the sea cave?
Yes, first, and then we're going to be going back down to where I came from.
You could go underground?
Yes. I have to go back to my home to go
come
try.
back with a spider.
Yes.
Well, that is what they have promised you. I'm going.
We are going to find a spider horse. This is what we are going to do.
You should have kept the crab because those areas are super hard to walk around in.
They are, but we have
Could
to
have
in order.
rolled crabs like freely, but you're
And she
probably
says
not
that-
as good at it as he is. So that's probably gonna be fail. Probably gonna fall over on your butt, and you'll probably dent your butt again.
Well, remember, you've got to protect the village. So
I'm just saying it'll be easier to protect it if maybe I learned some stuff. That's all I'm saying.
what do you want to know?
But I don't know. It's like asking me to choose an ice cream flavor, but I don't know what the ice cream flavors are.
What's the thing that you wish you could do the most in all the world?
Force
Like,
people
would
to do what I say?
No, that's not okay. What about changing your appearance?
Why would I want to do that? I'm so pretty.
It's way funnier to convince someone to do something than force them.
No, it's not.
It is. You do not force people to believe things.
You sound like an old person.
He is. Wait, you want to see somebody get forced to do something they don't want to do?
Yeah.
Just because I say so?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I hit her with command, go home. She needs to beat wisdom 14.
Ooh. She is not wise.
Damn.
The dice do what they do. Let's see.
Hard lessons are about to be learned.
She got
Maybe.
a 3. So she steers her crab off towards home. It scuttles along the beach really quickly. And as she like skitters out of, view slowly, she just says, "The speed!"
Nobody likes it. Bye, Daisy.
And you are left on the beach.
I'm so sorry, Daisy. Goodbye. We'll see you
And
soon.
I punch Freely right in the freaking nose. No magic, nothing. I just punch him in the nose.
It's time I let him.
Don't ever do that again.
Hey, I asked if she wanted to see it, how it worked.
Yeah. Well, now we've all learned a lesson.
You lost a little zip there, buddy. We'll workshop that one. And I'm like,
We got
come on,
15
click,
minutes left in the show, buddy.
I'm like, click, clack, onward.
Hey,
He's not wearing his
1v1,
plate
go
armor
for it.
anymore.
I'll just sit here.
That's true. Hey,
Lauren's
I
like,
need
I
some-
got a beer.
I'm a higher CR than Avren. He doesn't want it.
Round 1. Ding!
You won't even
Yeah.
know if you're actually hitting the real me.
It's true. That's
Yeah. All right.
I spur click clack towards the cave.
So yeah. Click, click.
Before we go, Sofieus has collected a whole bunch of crab legs, and you see her like stitching them together with gum and sap, and like tinkering little gears in between each crab leg to make one really long crab leg. And she tries to make as many long crab legs as she can, and she saves that for later.
Very
Okay.
much cover click clack's eyes during that part. I'm like, no, don't look, girl. No, it's fine.
Oh God, she's gonna make some horrible homunculus made out of just crab legs. It's just crab legs.
It's
There's
true.
no head. There's no butt. It's just crab legs.
Just a mass of legs. Oh my god.
it
that would be
sounds
terrible.
Lovecraftian. That is
It's
true. yes.
Crabapede. You know that
Yeah.
film, Crabapede?
It's
Well,
not Lovecraftian.
What
Also,
was the
you should
name?
do it.
What was the name of the spider you said that you were gonna find for Daisy?
Henry?
Henry.
Yeah, I think
Henry the
I think
Spider.
Sophia's
Henry the Spider Horse.
I think Sophia's is making Henry right now, and I'm amused.
Oh my God. For those that don't know at home, it's an obsession of my wife's in
I
real
feel
life.
called out. I feel called out.
Spider
No, no,
Horse
no.
is something that was created in Dragon Magazine a long time ago and should never been made.
Do not be called out.
It should have been made, and it should continue to be
It's-
made, and it should be used.
I just hope internet you grasp the depth of Henry the Spider Horse, that illusion that Jasmine so casually dropped. I clocked it. I got what you were doing there.
I was
It
so
should have a
excited.
lot of eyes. Yeah. No, it's fine.
I was like,
It's fine.
wait, mount spider. I see where you're going with this. And if it wasn't, then that's on me. That's on me.
So you head towards the sea cave.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
my dad. Okay, we should probably go.
Oh, yeah,
say my
Dad.
We should see your dad.
Yeah.
It's a little bit slower going. The beach is like a sort of a rockier beach, and it takes you a while to get there, but it's not that far from what you originally imagined. and you hear it and smell it before you see it. The sound of the ocean echoes out of this and creates this like really almost ominous sound, like a yawning sound. And you can hear it from far away, and it smells like low tide. It smells really rotten and disgusting. And as you sort of like walk around to the edge of it and look in, you are met with the beautiful vision of the reflections from the water kind of like bouncing off the walls of this ominous cave towards you. And Callie, you remember this. You remember this was the first sight you were met with when you crawled out of the Underdark. And you remember the rotten smell, and you remember like this loud sound, and you almost feel like a weird sense of nostalgia, even though you were just here 4 days ago, because it feels like it's been a lot longer than that.
It was a very powerful memory. This is the first time I've ever seen the ocean, and so I think I stood here for quite a while enjoying this. So I did not think I was going to be back this soon, but here we are.
I just hop off of Click Clack, and I'm like, now we're all Knights of Smiles and Stink. And I'm like, there you go, girl. Enjoy yourself. Eat up, relax. Do not go back to that cove. like her stalking. I'm like, do not go back there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That little like continuous bubble of water they've always got. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You feel
Their
like
version of a cold.
You feel like a gurgle of almost like understanding as she like scutters sideways, still looking at you back into the ocean. Her little stalks disappearing last.
Like, I hope Chonkers didn't find her, because that'd go poorly.
If one of your pets ate one of your other pets.
Exactly. I'm like, if you see a big old chunky boy, stay clear of him too. Yeah.
Yeah, when you go to Elysium, that's going to be a conversation. When one of your pets eats another pet.
It's true.
And yeah, you see this like dark, ominous cavern. It is almost pitch black inside. The stones and the sort of like area around you is difficult to traverse. How do you attempt to make it across? You've got the ocean water. You can swim up. The tide is rising.
Callie, follow-up question.
Yes.
I know you do not need to breathe, but we do. So when the tide comes in, do all of these tunnels flood?
Not that I know of. I did swim a short way, but I believe I arrived at low tide. I think it was just good luck. So we should be okay once we get below.
No, I'll lead on, and I would freely follow her wherever she leads.
If necessary, we do still have some of that weed that you could use, now that we know where we can get more from.
I'll hold on to the dankness for the appropriate time, yeah.
I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on everyone. So everyone has a +10 bonus to stealth.
Okay.
That will last up to an hour as we enter the cave.
All right.
When you do this, like when Freely realizes the splish splash and kind of stops, like he stops and like splish 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 splish. I'm like, oh, all right. And keeps walking.
Do all of you have dark vision?
Nope.
But my sword glows.
And I will pull out my hooded lantern when we're not in the water.
Okay.
I still don't understand how you are a construct made in a dark place and they didn't build in eyes for you to see.
Well, not everything that was used to create me was optimal. My father used whatever pieces that he could find.
Well, the end result's pretty optimal. That's all right.
I do not understand why you are required to breathe. Why were you not built not needing to breathe?
Oh, because if I didn't breathe, I couldn't do this. And I inhale sharply and I let out the biggest belch I possibly can, especially because of all the food that I ate from Sofieus.
And Callie will reproduce audio-wise that belch. She'll just...
No, it's not. No, like from down here. You got it from down in your soul. It's next to your diaphragm. Like that's just, no, it's not the same, man. Let's just keep walking. You don't get lightheaded. You're not doing it right.
Again, Pass Without Trace. All their belches just get muffled somehow magically.
Were we supposed to be quiet? I was not quiet when I came up the first time, but we can be stealthy if you require. If you think there's a reason to. I will take your ambivalence as yes, and I will start to lead the way since I now remember where I'm going.
Yeah, let's establish a marching order.
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Since I know where I'm going.
So we've got Callie in the front.
Yeah. We've
I
got the
will
psychic
actually-
link up, so.
I will actually bring up the rear in case something tries to attack us.
Okay, Freely in the back.
I'll be right behind Callie.
Is Callie going to be stealthy?
If you have passed without trace on us and are looking nervous, then yes.
I'm going to drop Blessing of the Trickster on her as well, so she has advantage on all stealth checks for the next hour as well, on top of that.
Perfect. So she gets advantage on stealth
Mi-
checks.
26 stealth, so.
Oh, are we rolling now?
No.
No.
If it
Okay,
comes up.
alright.
If it comes up, I think is what he meant.
Otherwise, the cave
Got it.
finds out.
Right. Shh.
So with her hooded lantern, Callie goes first. And yeah, like I said, you almost have to swim up to like where the cave is. So it's almost like this very large like grotto. And then it narrows down into this like dark, narrow channel in front of you. And you have to swim / wade, depending on your height, up to this sort of like where the rocky area. And as you climb up it, it's really slippery and has lots of moss on it. You enter the first section of the cave. And I think that is the perfect place for us to call it today.
I will say I did just roll my stealth, and with a pass without trace, I got a 35.
Wow.
Well, I have advantage on stealth checks. I have a +6. I rolled a 22, and then part of my feature as a soul knife is I have a talent die that I can use on anything that I'm proficient on, which I'm proficient in stealth checks, and I rolled a 3 on that plus the 10. So I rolled essentially a 25 plus 10.
I appreciate that we're just like standing, we're like burp, 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 and then Freely and Callie just gone.
Yeah. Right? It's like basically like invisible.
I rolled it and I'm like, well, I have to say something.
You rolled to be invisible.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
could
you
they
still
hear each
hear-
other's burps though?
Trickery domain.
Through the psychic link.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is
Psychic
literally
burps.
what she's built for, is to like range ahead and you hear her and she's just gone.
Every adventure is a little stressful because I'm like, who do I murder? Like, it's always hard.
It's hard to be Avren.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. Thank you so
This
much
is
for
always
playing
so
with me
much fun.
today.
I think this was my favorite adventure, and all we did was fight crabs.
And free crabs.
There's so many
and
different
free
ways that
prawns
could have
with
gone as well,
crabs.
but
Every episode is a theme. Like, we fought drug dealers who sell weed and make you hang out and listen to their music. We fought crabs this episode.
We gave life lessons to Daisy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
She got some tough love today.
Avren punched down because he hit Freely.
I was
Yeah.
mounted at the time. It still wasn't punching up. It's fine.
Some of us respect. We learned a lot.
Yeah, which I believe Daisy may have kind of noticed.
Yeah.
So
I
that'll
got
be
to make a bunch of mechanical legs. One of them was thrown out. Thanks, Avren.
That was so upsetting. I love Sofieus. It's so upsetting. We're going to end up with a giant crab that's just legs, that's just wandering around.
It's gonna
our
be
home.
so monstrous.
I want it
It's
to
gonna
be
just
all crab legs except for one
nothing
half
else.
elf
Elf
leg.
We do have all the
And
Oh
and
my
some
God, the
poor
half-elf
half
leg on
elf
the top.
bard
The-
in Waterdeep is like missing a leg. And gee, I wonder why.
we do have all the bits and pieces of the Weradile too. So I mean, you can like bolt it together with
Oh,
like metal
yeah.
bits. Like basically, we are the villains of this chronicle. That's what we're going to find out. That is
Oh,
like
yeah,
all
no,
the
wait,
lands must
well, I
rise up
mean-
against us.
I do technically in other episodes outside of this adventure, I do have the Eye of Vecna, so we just pop that eye right on that foot. Just
Ooh,
embed
that could be the
eye.
wheel.
Yeah.
The eye can be the wheel.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And then
This is a horrible
Chonkers is
idea.
driving the whole thing.
It's true. It'll be a Chonkers powered, crab abomination simulacrum.
And then we meet Cthulhu, and Cthulhu's like, "No, I'm out."
Yeah. Yep. That's how we
We've
defeat
won.
Cthulhu.
I quit.
Yeah.
I quit.
One
You're
upped
the new
an elder
patron.
god.
You all made it
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
You all made it weird.
no, we can just maybe we can offer Kretsala the water serpent legs. Maybe that's what she wanted this entire time.
I'm sorry,
Was-
Avren. Weird is a matter of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I
true.
adore Daisy so much. We need fan art. Please, please, please. Fan art.
Yep.
Tons of fan art.
Get
Yep.
Daisy
It's
and
my
Idle
favorite
Champions.
NPC of all time. I'm terrified of interacting with her because now Avren is like held accountable for his actions for the first time ever in the 30 years I've been playing him. And he's like, "Oh shit, I don't know what to say."
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
especially
but
when you
will
were
I
like,
get
"Can I
someone
offer-"
murdered?
You're like, "Can I offer you some more power?" I'm like, "No, you can't. Don't at all."
I offered her a spider. I offered her a spider too.
My favorite thing about this is that this happened the morning after you decided that maybe being slightly more evil was a good idea.
But like, shit, is this parenthood? Because like it's really stressful. Because eventually, like, parents always give up. They're like, "Yes, I'll buy you a pony. Just go sleep."
You just shut up. Have a spider horse and be quiet.
I love you
I
so much.
mean,
No, for real, Megan is obsessed with Spider Horse.
It's amazing.
It's so
I mean, she
weird.
has good taste.
So upsetting. There's so much
Thank
lore
you.
about
I
Spider
think
Horse.
so too.
Yeah.
Listen, D&D is weird, even with that perspective.
It is. D&D is
Have
always
you
all over the place.
seen the components? I'm not making this stuff up.
yeah, it is oddly specific. When you're like, "I pull out some snake intestines," I feel like right in the middle of the battle, really be like, "What are you doing?"
It is hilarious
It's
that
a
everyone's
component.
like, yeah. Everyone's like, "Why is Sofieus doing these weird things? Look at your components."
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
I'm not making
You
it up.
say the words, you
Asadero
make the
is like
motions. Yeah.
entrails.
This is what happens when you take the component pouch instead of like an arcane focus or something. Is guess what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got
I-
goop.
It's half the
I love the flavor.
Mhm.
Thank you so much
I
for
love the
DMing.
flavor of all of your wonderful faces and all the wonderful things you do in character.
I
We're
only
all
love the flavor when
light every
Sophia's
week.
covers it in butter.
It makes me so
Yeah,
hungry.
you got
Flavor.
butter today.
Yeah.
True.
Everything gets buttered. Everything is
I'm glad that
potentially
it went
a meal.
well though. I was really just trying to get all the crabs to stop attacking each other, but you know,
Crabs
chaos
be
is
doing
sort of
that,
my
though.
MO.
They really do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
crabs will attack each other and you. It's a
Yep.
conundrum.
That's
that
why
one-
I went. That's why I wanted the biggest one to see if it could thug the rest of them. But it's.
I mean, the biggest one tore off someone else's arm and threw it at Avren, and that's amazing. And I want to be that crab.
It's true.
That's my next
are
character. Is that crab?
in
It's
my
true.
heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So, let's have you start though. For our sign offs, Lauren, who are you and what do you do?
I'm that crab. I'm
that
Lauren Urban. I am the community manager for D&D Beyond. I am going to be on a show tomorrow and where I try to heal people. I'm doing a bunch of stuff tomorrow. Okay, I'm also going to be on Nerdarchy tomorrow morning and where I'm going to talk about things. After Beyond Heroes, I'm going to be talking with that magnificent man right down there, the one that's animated behind him. I'm going to be talking about Idle Champions, and then there's probably more things that I'm doing, but I've forgotten them all. Thank you. Bye.
Speaking of that wonderful person, B Dave, take it away.
B. Dave Walter somewhere 7 days a week. Again, tomorrow with Lauren talking on Idle Champions, where we'll be talking about freely. Thursday, Dungeons and Dragons: The Dark and Wish Season 2, Episode 1, featuring the Wild Mage Avren. A bunch of places doing a bunch of stuff.
Do you know what we're also doing together on Thursday? Because
Not wild
apparently-
mage though, technically, just wild and
Just-
magey.
It's true.
On Thursday, the Roll For It channel, I am showing up as a guest on the show that B. Dave is a regular on because I just follow him around like a puppy.
Let me just say, I realize we're going over time, and I'm gonna say this quick. Thank you so much, Lauren. You are everywhere, supporting everyone on everything. Like every Twitch stream, you're there talking to people and like hyping things. So I just assume you have like 12 tabs open, but it doesn't matter. Thank you so much for all of your support and everything you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lauren's the
seriously.
best.
For reference, before we were even part of the community, we were running like a D&D stream that got 7 viewers, and that 7th viewer was Lauren Urban for every episode.
I can't be everywhere, but I like this community, and so I try. Thank you.
You're the best, Lauren.
When did this turn into like hyping me up? We were talking about B
Right?
Dave and other
Because you
people.
won't do it yourself.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Keep going. What's going on with you, B Dave? What else are you doing?
Nope, that's it. It's over to Sofieus. Also, you're the best, Lauren.
Megan, who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Meagan Kenreck. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Meagan Kenreck. And I really like spider horsies and moat cats.
And that's
those
what we
weird-
need
those,
fan art
and
of.
those weird little elithids too. The nomithids. What are those things called? The like weird little like gnomish elithid things.
Do you mean a gnome flare?
I do mean a gnome player as a halfling.
Yeah, they're
that's
kind
a
of
disturbing
purple and, like-
concept, but yes, gnome players.
They're like
yeah,
purple, really helpful, walk on their tentacles.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Big fan.
You got a weird thing with those too. Yeah.
Speaking
Not
of
a
weird
weird
things,
thing. Todd.
Hi, I'm Todd Kenreck. I'm DMing. I'm not weird at all. I'm totally regular. So I DM a show called Beyond Heroes from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. with one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Lauren Urban, who will be playing Orkara Eldrex, who is there for this community 24/7. Since she's ever played D&D, she is there on every stream. She's part of
Not
every
true.
community. She is kind all the time. You can
This
see her face right now. She
totally
is
not
lovely.
true.
She is wonderful, and she's one of my best friends.
I'm gonna
That's
cry.
true.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. Anyways, that's what I got.
Be like
2 p.m.
Lauren
to 4
Urban.
p.m.
Be more
And I
like
guess
Lauren
that
Urban.
leaves me.
Yes.
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. Yeah, you can find me online and doing various things. I stream all the time. Lauren actually hangs out in my stream. So to bring it back to Lauren.
I hang out your stream because your community is lovely, and I wish I could hang out more. But you also stream a lot.
I do.
You do a lot of awesome streams.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So that's if that's not a ringing endorsement for myself, I don't know what will be. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you next Tuesday. Same great time, same great place, same great people.
Goodbye.